I thought I knew Canada. Snow, maple syrup, polite people, the dream country where everyone wants to move. Then I went there, and what I saw behind the Instagram photos and tourist brochures left me questioning everything I'd been told about the promised land. Before we go further, I want you to do something. Right now, in the comments, tell me, what's the first thing you think of when someone says Canada? Just one word. Type it. Because I guarantee, what you're about to see will change that answer forever. Let me take you to Vancouver, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, right? That's what they say. I'm standing on Hastings Street. To my left, glass towers reflecting the mountains, luxury cars, people in $800 Canada Goose jackets. To my right, 50 tents, tarps, makeshift shelters, a full city block of human beings living on the sidewalk. This isn't hidden. This is downtown. Homelessness in Canada's major cities, up 38% since 2018. That's not my opinion. That's from Infrastructure Canada's own report in 2023. But statistics don't tell you what it feels like to walk through that street at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. The smell, the silence, the way everyone just walks past like it's furniture. That's when I met Sarah. Sarah is 34. She's from the Philippines. 3 years ago, she left her 2 kids with her mother, sold everything she owned, and bought a one-way ticket to Toronto. She's a trained nurse. She spoke English. She had a job offer. She thought she'd made it. When I sat down with her in a Tim Hortons, because she couldn't afford to invite me to where she lived, she told me something I'll never forget. I came here for a better life, but I'm living worse than I did back home. Sarah works 3 part-time jobs. None offer benefits. She makes $23 an hour as a personal support worker, $17 at a grocery store, and does Uber Eats on weekends. She lives in a basement apartment with 5 other people. 2 bunk beds in 1 room. Shared bathroom. Mold on the ceiling. Her kids? Still in the Philippines. She can't afford to bring them over yet. I thought 2 years, she says, staring at her coffee. It's been 3. I don't know when anymore. That's the part the brochures don't show you. Let me show you what $2,400 a month gets you in Toronto. This is it. A studio apartment, 450 square feet. That's smaller than most hotel rooms. There's a Murphy bed that folds into the wall, a counter with 2 burners they call a kitchen. A bathroom so small, you have to step over the toilet to reach the shower. $2,400 every month. According to the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, average rent in Toronto increased 21% in just 1 year, in 2024, but it gets worse. I spoke to a property manager who showed me a waiting list for a 1-bedroom apartment, 437 names, for 1 unit. And this isn't just Toronto. Vancouver, Montreal, Ottawa, Calgary, every major city, same story. I met families living in motels, 6 weeks, 3 months, some over a year, paying $2,000 a month for a single room with a microwave because they can't find anything else. The Canadian dream? For many it's a motel on the highway, with your kids doing homework on the bed. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. I'm outside a food bank in North York, Toronto. There are over 400 people in line. I don't know what I expected, but not this. Men in business casual, women with designer purses, old but kept nice, teenagers, elderly couples holding hands, a guy in a construction vest, still dirty from his night shift. These aren't the people you imagine when you think food bank. That's when I met Marcus. Marcus is 41, software engineer, laid off 8 months ago. He's applied to over 200 jobs, 2 interviews, 0 offers. I never thought I'd be here, he tells me, voice low, eyes down. I have a master's degree. I worked at a tech company everyone's heard of. And now, I'm lining up for groceries, because I can't afford to feed my daughter. He pauses. The worst part? I'm one of the lucky ones. At least I have savings left. According to Food Bank's Canada's 2024 report, food bank usage has increased 79% in just 2 years. 79%. Let that sink in. If you're still watching this, you're one of the few who actually wants to know what's really happening in the world. So, Do me a favor. Bendat's the beats or destor. Subscribe button, because what I'm about to show you next, it's the part that made me realize this isn't just a housing crisis or an economic problem, it's something deeper. Dr. Amira Hassan, 47 years old, surgeon from Egypt, 15 years of experience, performed over 300 successful operations. In Canada, she's a medical transcriptionist, $18 an hour, typing up reports written by doctors with half her experience. I didn't come here to start over, she says, sitting in her small apartment surrounded by framed medical certificates. I came here to continue. But they told me my credentials don't transfer. Not that they're invalid, just they don't transfer. To get certified in Canada, she needs to pass language tests, even though she's fluent. That's $1,500. Get her credentials evaluated, $800. Take equivalency exams, $4,000. Complete residency training, which is 2 to 3 years unpaid, zero income. Pay for licensing and registration, $2,000 or more. Total cost, over $50,000. And 4 to 6 years. She's been trying for 4 years. She's 47. By the time she gets certified, she'll be in her 50s. Sometimes I wonder if they don't want us to succeed, she says quietly. They just want us to fill the gaps. Statistics. Canada reported in 2023 that 1 in 4 immigrants in Canada work in jobs below their qualification level. 1 in 4. The taxi driver with an engineering degree. The janitor who was a university professor. The security guard who practiced law. They call it brain waste. I call it heartbreak. Let me tell you about healthcare. Remember how Canada has free healthcare? It does, technically. But what they don't tell you is how long you wait. I visited an emergency room in Toronto on a Saturday night. The wait time sign said, 18 hours, 18 hours. I met James there, 67 years old, hip replacement surgery. He's been on the waiting list for 2 years. 2 years of constant pain. Can't walk more than 10 minutes. Can't sleep through the night. I worked my whole life. He tells me. Paid my taxes. Did everything right. And now, when I need the system, it's not there. According to the Canadian Medical Association, 6.5 million Canadians don't have a family doctor. That's nearly 20% of the population. Imagine being sick and not having a doctor to call. That's not a third world problem. That's Canada. Right now. 2025. But here's what the news doesn't show you. In the gaps where the system fails, people step up. I met Lisa. She runs what's called a warm space. It's a community center that opens its doors every evening. People come to escape their freezing apartments because, well, they just can't afford heating. Some stay for an hour, some stay until midnight. We've become a second home for about 40 people, Lisa says. We don't ask questions. You're cold? Come in. You're hungry? We'll find you food. I saw community fridges on street corners. Anyone can take, anyone can give. Clothing swaps happening in church basements. Immigrants helping immigrants navigate the system. Translating documents, sharing job leads. Sarah, the nurse I told you about earlier, she's part of a Filipino community network. They pool money when someone needs help. They share apartments. They babysit each other's kids for free. The government won't save us, Sarah says. So, we save each other. In a system that feels designed to make you fail, communities become lifelines. That's not the Canadian dream they advertise, but honestly, it might be the only one that's real. 6 months after I first met her, I got a message from Sarah. She was going back to the Philippines. We met one last time. Same Tim Hortons, same table. I gave it everything, she says. Her eyes are red. 3 years, 3 jobs. I barely slept. I sent every dollar I could back home. I did everything they tell you to do. She pulls out her phone and shows me a video of her kids. They're taller now, different haircuts. Growing up without her, I thought I was building a future for them, but I was just missing their childhood. For what? So I can live in a basement with strangers and eat 1 meal a day? She wipes her eyes. Canada didn't lie to me. I lied to myself. The hardest part of migration isn't the move. It's realizing the dream you sacrificed everything for might not exist. But I need to tell you something else. Not every story ends like Sarah's. I met Raj in Calgary. He's a software developer. He came from India 6 years ago. The first 3 years, brutal. He worked at a gas station, lived with 7 people in a 2-bedroom apartment, ate instant noodles for months. I almost quit, he admits. I was so close to going home, but he didn't. He networked, learned, adapted, took certifications, eventually landed a tech job, then a better one. Now he owns a house. His parents live with him. His kids go to good schools. Canada didn't give me success, Raj says. It gave me opportunity. Those are 2 very different things. Most people don't understand that until it's too late. His advice? Come with realistic expectations. Have savings for at least a year. Understand it will be harder than you think, and know that making it might take 5 years, not 2. Canada isn't a fairy tale, but it's not a nightmare either. It's just real. Harder than they tell you. More expensive than you plan for. Lonelier than you expect. So here's what I learned. Canada is a country of extremes. Breathtaking beauty and heartbreaking inequality, opportunity and obstacles, community and isolation. The dream, it exists, but it's not handed to you. For every Raj who makes it, there are 10 Sarahs who go home. For every success story, there are hundreds still waiting in line, for housing, for jobs, for healthcare, for a chance. The question isn't whether Canada is good or bad. The question is, what are you willing to sacrifice to find out? After seeing all of this, the housing crisis, the food bank lines, the struggles, the broken dreams, but also the resilience and the few who make it, I need to know what you think. Would you still call Canada the dream destination? Or have we all been sold a story that only works for some? Drop your honest thoughts below, and if someone you know is thinking about moving to Canada, share this video with them. Not to discourage them, but to prepare them. Because dreams look different when you see the truth up close. The reality behind the dream. What other countries should I investigate next? Comment below.